Ohio State is going to be very happy next week. Penn State got exposed. Guess what? Next week we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. Always Penn State will play Ohio State tough. But then again, you get back into a routine. Guys, you guys that have been here that have seen me talk about this, because I've coached high school and college basketball. I talk about routine. As humans, you get out of that routine and you get a little stagnant sometimes. And again, this off week, they only practiced 3 days prior to the game week. They were giving off the rest of the week. Guys go home, they go do things. Who knows what they get into? Their mind's away from it, and it takes some time to get things back into where you need to be at, and that's that routine, and that's that just everyday thing that you're used to as a college athlete. So Brian, yeah, thanks for the $5. So I guess that $5 then is if you think Michigan's going to blow out Ohio State, I don't see how you can garner what you just saw today, that Michigan could blow Ohio State out if they play like that. They just scored 54 points against Iowa, and they did it in a variety of ways. I mean, Michigan only scored 24 against Iowa at Iowa, and they had multiple 3-and-outs in the game. It wasn't like they went out there and dominated Iowa just like Ohio State did, okay? Because if you think about it, all right, Iowa was inside the 5 in the last 3 minutes of the game trying to get it to a one-score game. So really, Ohio State never had that type of pressure, but we'll take the $5. And again, if Michigan blows Iowa out or Ohio State out, I'll be back here. I'll certainly come back and eat crow, but we appreciate the $5 for you, my man. Thank you very much. Again, JSN will have to come back next year. JSN isn't coming back next year, people. I just want you to know that right now. JSN is a top draft pick, and anytime you can go in the first round of the NFL draft, you got to go, okay? There's guys that go when they're second-round picks, okay? People need to make business decisions in their life, okay? And that's what you have to think about. They're not thinking about, well, I need to go back to Ohio State again. No, they know, and they have to strike while the iron is hot, and they know what that payday is down the road for them, and it's financial security for the rest of their life. So he's not going to come back next year. We hope whatever happened that it's not serious, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, and I like the response to Montana. Yeah, Michigan's not good enough offensively to blow Ohio State out. I still want to see McCarthy throw the ball downfield. They just haven't had to do it yet. So, and I don't think at this point that they're going to have to be threatened to do it yet until that last game of the year in November. Lance, Fleming is underrated. I don't think you have to remember something. I don't think Julian Fleming is underrated, okay? 3 years ago when he came out of high school, he was the #1 ranked high school wide receiver in the country. So it's not that he was underrated. I just think that he has suffered injuries through his first 2.5 years of playing, and he's finally starting to come into his own. He's finally healthy. He's finally finding his groove on where he's at in this offense, and now you're starting to see the fruits of those labors that he has put in, and he's bided his time. It's been tough for him. It's been a hard go for him. He had shoulder injuries, other injuries, just laboring on him. But he is starting to show why he was the #1 ranked receiver in the country as well in his class. So I don't think that he's underrated. I think he's just starting to get to where he needs to be at in this offense. And that's the crazy part, is because those 3 receivers will all be back next year. Egbuka, true sophomore. Marvin Harrison, true sophomore. Fleming is a redshirt sophomore, but he will be back. He's not going to the pros. He technically could go if he wanted to, but he's not going to go. I will say that he will be back next year, and you'll have those 3 studs out there again. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit already. I'm going to mention a little bit more about JSN. You know, I don't know. It looked like he might have grabbed his groin this time, but I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, Ohio State, very, very quiet on the injury front, on what's going on. So we will just have to wait and see. Nope. Grizz, one of my buddies lives out in Arizona, is a big Buckeye fan. I went to college with him. He always talks about C.J. Stroud running the football, too, and he doesn't run enough. As you could see, some of those read option plays or those zone read plays, the outside strong safety or defensive end or whoever it might have been for Iowa on those short yardage plays were just crashing down. All he had to do was just pull it and go. He'd have that whole outside to himself. So, yeah, we just want to see him maybe be a little bit more open to tucking and going. But, again, what are you going to do? It's his call on the field at that time, you know.